We're Linda
and Deanna.
We're neighbors and bitches just like you. We're badasses in bathrobes.
We lift each other up every day to get through life.
With resting bitch face.
And a good dose of fun and craziness.
In bathrobes. We started this podcast because we want to live, not just exist.
As our HOA suggests.
This is a real as shit, messy, not perfect lifestyle podcast.
Perfection is overrated anyway. We're here to say you are not alone.
And you can be friends with your neighbors too.
Or not.
We don't care. We're here either way. You know what they say, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
And don't throw a party and not invite me.
Let the bitch sesh begin. This is Bathrobe Bitches episode 12, Bathrobe Beaches. In this episode, we let the cat out of the bathrobe, you'll have to tune in to hear it, and then rant about planning our annual beach vacation, discuss meal planning for the most common denominator among diets gone awry, and how we're not your average boozy Betties. End. I crack myself up. Welcome back, bitches.
You had to put the evil laugh at the end, right?
I guess I did. I don't know where that came from. It just came out.
Oh, boy. I tell you. One of these days.
It's a fun time up in here.
I'm telling you. So what'd you make this week?
What I make this week? Well, not much because our HVAC was broken. Yes. And it was hot as motherfucking balls in here. And cooking food was the last thing I wanted to do.
Yep, I agree with that. I would not want to cook during an AC outage, that's for sure.
Not in Georgia. So we went out to Ted's Montana Grill one night. I had Chipotle one night. I didn't eat a bunch of nights. I think I had a sandwich. But it's fixed now. We have a brand new HVAC unit. And it's very frosty in here.
Yeah. When the new unit went in, I was like, that thing is like twice as big as the one that came out.
Is it? I haven't even seen it. Is it twice as big?
It's bigger than mine.
Ooh.
Which it should be because your house is bigger than mine.
Yeah, my house is like twice as big as yours.
But the air conditioner that they installed when they built the house was the same size air conditioner for every single house in this entire neighborhood. And it was for the smallest house in the neighborhood. So the AC unit you used to have was not the right AC unit for this house.
Yeah, that makes sense. Our house is a lot bigger than the other houses in the neighborhood.
Yep. So I was so happy when I saw that it was actually the right size for the house. I was like, oh, they finally got the air conditioning done.
That's great. Yeah, I haven't even gone out there to see it, but that was an experience. They made a fucking mess.
Yep.
It was like my attic threw up all over my house.
I'm sorry.
And they didn't break it, but in the process of getting the unit out of the attic, something happened with the spring. The spring popped off that holds, the little springy door.
The ladder.
In the ceiling. Yeah, the ladder. And, James came home and I went out there and I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, why is this all crooked? So we had to investigate and he had to get up in there and I had to lock him up and I had to use the ironing board to try to hold the attic door closed while he was up there in the fucking heat trying to get the spring to get back on there, so it would, because all the cool air we just got is now escaping through the attic. Are you kidding me? And they just left it like that.
And that is why Matt does not want me to ever hire contractors to do any work at the house because they always end up breaking something.
Oh my God. So luckily it wasn't actually broken, but I can't believe they just left it like that and didn't even say something, which is what really pissed me off. You could at least say hey, the spring popped out. We don't know how to fix it. I just want to let you know about this. Just tell me. You obviously know it's not closing right.
Well, I mean, they're not going to because when I had my ducts cleaned, the people that cleaned my ducts broke my mailbox and they used glue and zip ties to try and fix it back together. So I wouldn't have noticed that it was broken instead of telling me that they broke it.
Yeah.
It's like they half-ass fixed it and then tried to make sure that I didn't notice that it was broken. It's like, it's so annoying. But that's exactly why I'm not allowed to have any contractors come over to the house anymore, because
I
every
mean, like,
time
shit happens, they still have to come back. They were supposed to come back the next day, but they didn't. They're supposed to, like, put more Freon in it, and there's some sort of part for the heater that they had to get, but it's making cold right now, so that's all that I care about.
Well, yay. Good that you got that fixed.
Woo, woo.
So I made Whole30 carnitas in my crock pot one night. Oh my God, it was so good. And Matt wasn't home, so I was home by myself, and it was a 4-pound pork roast. So I had like carnitas tacos like 5 nights last week.
Oh, delicious.
I had for lunch, I had it for breakfast.
You should have told me you had extra. I would have gladly taken some of that off your hands.
Well, I wanted to eat it all by myself. I was craving it really bad, and
that's just rude.
I know.
I'm just saying.
I know.
I'm just saying that's pretty rude. I mean, I share my chili with you. I share my chocolate with you.
I know.
I share my coffee with you.
Oh, I know. I'm horrible.
I babysit your child. I make punch for you.
I know I'm a horrible friend. What can I say?
You make some carnitas and you don't share with me.
Well, because I wanted to eat it all myself. They were so good.
That's fine. You're allowed.
It's so Whole30 compliant that it was just like, I know I'm not messing up eating it. So.
But I forgive you because I know you're going to make it for me next week.
Yep. I sure am going to make it for you next week. I'm excited because it's going to be really good. And hopefully nobody else will like it. I know Nikki doesn't like it. She thinks it's too spicy. I don't think it's spicy at all.
I'm pretty sure I will like it, and James will love it, and Lucas will like it. Berkeley won't eat it because she's a vegetarian.
Yeah.
So we're winning.
Yeah.
We're going to make all the pork.
I know. I'm very excited about it. And, we're going to have the black bean salsa, or black bean and corn salsa to go with it. Like the vegetarian tacos that I made before. So if you put if you put the pork in with the black beans and the corn salsa, it'd be really, really good.
Oh, you know what?
What?
All right. I'm just having a really great idea. So James likes to make carnitas in the Instant Pot.
Okay.
But when he does, there's a salsa that he makes. It's like jalapeno, pineapple, and onions. And it goes or it's like a slaw. Oh, I think it might be a slaw. Or there's a slaw and a salsa. We'll have to ask him because it's so good, the whole combination.
Okay.
Oh my God. Let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm hungry.
I'm sorry. It's just really good.
I know. I should not fast on days where we talk about all the delicious things we've made or we're going to make.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll get too hungry.
This episode, we're going to talk about a few things.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Let me take notes this time.
Okay. We're going to talk about our beach vacation that's coming up next week. So we're in full fucking mom prep mode for that. And that's some shit if you've ever taken your family on vacation. But if you take 2 families on vacation, it's like double the shit.
Triple the shit, really, if you think about the
diets. Yes, because we're also taking Berkeley, who's coming from California all the way to South Carolina. And then we have our 2 families that are coming from Georgia going to South Carolina for an epic family vacation.
Yes, very exciting.
Yes. And we can talk about our sort of family vacation last year because this is hopefully our new annual family vacation.
Yes, very excited.
Yes.
That this is our second time.
And we're going to talk about all the planning that goes into that. Bringing 7 people together with different diets.
That's been the hardest part.
Different things we like to do. Different levels of SPF we require. Some of us are really pasty. Some of us are not. Lucas is half Colombian. James and Chrislyn are I don't really know what they are. Like if they're considered like Mexican or Latin. I don't really understand how to classify them ethnically.
I think they're Mexican because
I think so too, but I'm unclear.
think
They've never really said it. Nobody in James's family has ever said, we're Mexican. So I don't know.
I asked James, and I thought he said he was Mexican.
Did he?
Yeah, I think so, because I asked him where the name Padilla came from.
Yeah, I know his dad is from New Mexico.
Yeah, so
and they love to eat all the Mexican food, but they're never like, we're Mexican. So I don't know. I feel a little stupid talking about this, and now James listens to our episode, so he's listening to this. He'd be like, my wife is a fucking idiot. And now he's laughing at himself.
I was just going to say, he married you.
I know. So I don't know. Yeah. But either way.
So Berkeley's Southern Texan, so like her dad's family from Southern Texas. So she's like part Mexican and part German. Mm-hmm. So and part white, like pasty white from Northern Europe from my side of the family. Yeah. So
I'm Polish and Scottish. I'm like the most white.
Polish and Scottish. I'm Irish, Scotch, and Dutch.
Yeah.
So I'm right there with you.
We're like the most white people ever. We couldn't even get more white if we tried. We're so white, we're transparent. You can fucking see right through us.
Well, I mean, I think Nikki
You can see all my veins.
I think Nikki has us beat, though.
Yeah, really. Nikki does have us beat.
Because she doesn't...
She has no pigmentation.
Hardly at all. Anywhere, really. And it's funny, she bought a bathing suit with long sleeves to wear to the beach this year, just so that she doesn't get sunburnt on her arms anymore. And then she wore it to Girl Scout camp and the zipper broke and I can't fix it. So now I have to go find another bathing suit for her. But she's got a short sleeve one. Well, there was only one left in the size that we had at the store that we went to. So now I have to find either another store that has that suit or find another suit similar to the one that I bought.
Got it. Parenting is hard.
But I found out that she is now a size adult small, like in bathing suits. And I don't know if you've ever tried to buy a 10-year-old an adult small bathing suit.
No, I have never done that.
Trust me, it is not easy.
Oh, because they're all like sexy.
Yes.
Yeah, I get it.
And they all require some sort of boobs.
Oh, you don't want your, 10-year-old walking around looking like a whore at the beach?
No, I don't.
Come on now, Deanna, why not?
Well, and it's funny because this long sleeve swimsuit had the sewn in boobs part, and it was like down way below where her boobs would be because she's so flat chested. Yeah. And she's like, what is this weird boob thing? Like, Mom, can we take this out? And no.
Here's an idea. Have you tried looking up, do they have, girls' husky sizes? Boys, they have husky sizes?
I me and shopping. I'm not good at it.
Yeah.
I just try
I'll help you. Bring her over. We'll measure her.
Okay.
Let's measure her, and we'll get a bathing suit to fit her measurements. That's how I buy stuff, and it always works out for me. Let's do that.
Okay, yeah, but the last time I measured
I know,
me,
the bra fiasco. Oh, no, don't even bring it up.
So, I mean, that's why I have trouble buying clothes. I can't find them to fit me, so I have a hard time trying to buy for other people.
Yeah.
And my children have suffered greatly for it, and I feel bad for them because
let's measure her later.
Okay.
And we'll get her a suit to her measurements.
Yeah. Because, I just want her to have something that she feels comfortable in. And she keeps telling me she wants a bathing suit with sleeves so that her arms don't get sunburned. Because her shoulders especially are they get sunburned so bad. Yeah, they also
have too. What about just they have those SPF shirts with the long sleeves and just bottoms.
Yeah, well, we were trying to find those when we found the swimsuit, so that's why we went with the swimsuit because we couldn't find the long sleeve SPF shirts anywhere. When we were at the store. Mostly because we probably went to the wrong store. Mm-hmm. Because another thing I'm not very good at is going to the right store for right things. So, so yeah.
Well, I'm a master shopper, so just take me on all your shopping excursions. Because I don't like shopping, but I'm very good at it. So we get in, we get out. Unless it's at the grocery store, and then I want to hide there from my life, and I get stuck there forever. So that's why I don't go to the grocery store anymore. I'm not allowed.
I'm okay at the grocery store. I'm actually really good at grocery shopping. I make the list before I go, and I stick to the list. I give myself one exception if I find something really good. But if I find 2 things that are really good, I have to figure out which one I want more and then put the one that I don't like back. And it keeps me from going through the whole hassle of finding things I want to have that is not on my list, because if I'm not allowed to take it out of the store, then. And I make that rule. I made that rule a long time ago, like when I was first like shopping with Berkeley, when I had a really strict food budget and I had to stick within it. Like I couldn't go past, otherwise I would bounce checks everywhere and like not have rent money and all that stuff. So I'm really good at grocery shopping, especially if I know the store.
Yeah.
I can do it within a half an hour.
I mean, I'm not bad at it. I don't know. I just get stuck there for whatever reason, and I hide from my family, and I just don't come home, and I get gone for a long time, and everybody's like, "Wow, what's happening?" And it's just crazy pants.
Crazy pants. That's what we need to get for Nikki.
Crazy pants? Crazy pants is like fucking neighbor magic.
Oh, neighbor magic.
Just circling back to that.
Yeah, definitely.
But so originally when we had talked about doing this episode, we were calling it, and we may still call it this, we're unsure. So if the name changes, don't be surprised. But so you have some context about what we're going to talk about in between all of our planning business. Originally, we were going to call this episode Letting the Cat Out of the Bathrobe. And the reason we were calling it this is because last year, Deanna and I went with the kids during COVID to Pawleys Island in South Carolina for a week. And we stayed in this giant beach house that was supposed to be for a client team planning event. And because of COVID, we weren't having that event, but this house was still spoken for. So what, it just happened that I rented this house from my client to do the same planning for a week, but it had turned into a virtual planning. So Deanna and I were lucky enough to be able to go to this house. Well, I got this house, and I had asked Deanna if she wanted to come with Nikki because she was working from home. Both the kids were doing homeschool. I work from home. We were like, this sounds like a really great fucking time.
Yeah, it sounded so wonderful. I couldn't say no.
I know. You can't say no to that. A free week at the beach.
Nope.
So, like in this process, as I do, I told my husband what was going on. I was like, here's this thing. Like, I'm going to go to the team planning house instead of, normally if we did something virtually, I would rent an Airbnb somewhere because I like to make time and space for myself to be able to focus on these important work events that are happening or are multi-day and really need my attention. So I said, well, I'm going to do this one at the beach house. Unfortunately, the rest of the team won't be here. And he's like, well, that sounds really great. So then somewhere in our conversations, I realized that he thought that I got this house for free. This, like 5-bedroom beach mansion.
That slept 12.
Yeah, that slept 12 with the elevator. It had an elevator in it, a little dumb weight elevator that for our luggage.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yes, and I just didn't feel the need to correct him in that moment that I actually did not get the house for free. And he didn't specifically ask, so I never lied. I only just didn't give information. Because he never said, do you have to pay for this? Or how much did this cost? He just said something that alluded to, I didn't pay for it. And I just didn't say, you're wrong. I totally paid for this. Because it just didn't seem like the right thing to do at the time.
Yeah.
So, there's that. I paid quite a few $1,000s to stay at that beach house for the week with Deanna.
Yeah.
But it was totally worth it because we had a really great time.
We had a great time.
We played in the waves every day after our working. It was so big. We didn't even talk to each other all day long. I did my training that I had to do, just locked in my room. Lucas did his school. Deanna made sure he didn't die, though he's pretty self-sufficient.
Yeah.
It was awesome. It was an epic week. It was so great that we have now planned
this year's trip
together with both of our full families.
And kind of a rule that we're actually going to be on vacation this time for most of it.
Yes.
Because we didn't want to stifle ourselves with working 8 hours a day looking at the beach. Although it was nice to do that.
It was so nice to do that.
I just wanted to be in the water more and be out collecting seashells. I can't even say that right.
She sells seashells
on the seashore. Yeah, I could never do that.
By the seashore.
That was one tongue twister I couldn't get right.
I like the sheet one.
The sheet one?
Yeah. This is one my grandma taught me, and I make the kids do it all the time, and it's really funny. So I slit a sheet, the sheet I slit was a half slit sheet. And then you end up saying, I shit a sheet.
I could see why you would like that
It's hysterical.
Yeah. That is funny. That was the first time I heard it, though, I think. Or maybe the second, because I think I heard Nikki saying it once.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, I try to make the kids do it all the time because I think it's so funny. However, before we talk about our beach planning, I did tell you before that I had come up with one more example of letting the cat out of the bathrobe. See, this was the thing. We couldn't come up with more examples to make a whole episode about it.
Yeah.
But it was still a good idea, I think. But one thing happened, and I had to write it down.
Oh, no.
I know.
You have to write it down. That's big. Okay.
I know.
So tell me. Come on.
So
Tell me.
I'm going to tell you, but don't be mad.
Uh-oh.
And I don't think you're going to be mad. And I told James I didn't think you were going to be mad, but James thinks you're going to be mad.
Okay.
Okay.
Now I'm going to be mad because you're telling me not to be mad. You realize that's right?
I don't know how you're going to be mad.
Well.
I don't think you're going to be mad. I'm just going to tell you. So, James and we had some time the other day, and he really wanted to watch, I think it was on Father's Day, and he really wanted to watch a movie with the new surround bar that I got him.
Okay.
And we watched the Jason Statham movie.
Oh, the one that we couldn't see because none of us could get that.
I know.
No, it's just
I said you weren't going to be mad, and I didn't think we could use the tickets anymore. And I was like, and it's Father's Day, and if that's a movie you want to watch, and I really want to see this movie, we're just going to watch it. And if we have to don't ever tell Deanna, we won't. We'll watch it twice because Jason Statham is awesome.
Well, and it's funny you say that because I really wanted to watch it. And Matt wanted to go. We were going to do a double date. And then it came out that weekend, and then the following, we couldn't make it happen because the kids were there. And then the following weekend, he left for California, which meant that the three of us would have gone. Mm-hmm. But then nobody would have been able to watch the kids. And then the following weekend after that was Father's Day weekend. It's not like we can go that weekend either because, again, who's going to watch the kids? So, and it was Father's Day, and Matt had just got home, blah, blah, blah. And the following weekend, it wasn't even in the theaters anymore. And the tickets.
Isn't this the following weekend? Was last weekend Father's Day? I think last weekend was Father's Day.
Well, okay, so James isn't even here, so.
Yeah, James isn't here.
So, yeah. I mean,
it just didn't happen. That's what I told him. I was like, I don't think, and then next week we're going to be in South Carolina.
Yeah, so the whole point of the double date was to, have people hang out and get used to being around each other ahead of this thing, but not happening. I mean, our husbands, it's almost like they're magnets. Like they're
opposite.
They're not facing the right way. They're pushing each other away from each other rather than it's just crazy.
It doesn't matter how many times we get them together, how many times we booze them up. It doesn't matter.
They have really great time. I mean, remember the fireworks?
They both like the same thing. Why won't they just be fucking friends? Why won't they just be fucking friends? Just like each other, for Christ's sake.
You hear that, James? I wonder if Matt listens. I should ask him if he's listening.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Just be fucking friends.
It'd make our life
At least
easier.
do it for us. It will make our lives easier. It'll be easier for us to be friends if you guys will just be fucking friends. Just be better friends. Suck it up. Fake it till you make it. Pretend to be friends. Make us happy. And then you can let the cat out of the bathrobe down the years and say that you actually hated each other, but you did a great job at pretending to be friends for us.
Go team. Oh, God.
So tomorrow I'm going shopping for beach stuff.
Yeah, we're starting our shopping trips too tomorrow. I'm not looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to it. We need some new beach towels. My beach towels are sad. We could use a little upgrade there. Gonna get some sunscreen. I'm gonna look for some of them like sucky water squirter things where you suck the water up and then you squirt them at each other. I thought that would be fun. We can squirt water at each other like crazies.
Yeah, that would be crazy. Yeah,
boogie boards. I don't know, whatever you get to play with at the beach. Sandcastle stuff and get like a sandcastle kit. Make little starfishes, put them on the fucking sandcastles. It's gonna be amazing.
Starfish on the sandcastles. Oh man, that brings back memories.
I'm excited. We got our spreadsheet, our food spreadsheet. We've planned what we're gonna eat, how we're gonna accommodate it for 7 people. One of them being a vegetarian, 3 of them being very picky children, and 1 of them being a very picky adult.
Yeah.
I won't say which adult it is, but you know who you are.
Yes. Well, and the whole
It's
diet
not me
thing.
and it's not you.
Well,
Everybody
it depends
has
on who
a
you ask.
50% chance of guessing who it is. We'll
Yeah,
never tell.
But yeah, no, the oh my God, the meal planning has been just horrific.
Also too, because we each have our own set of sensitivities. Some of them are similar and some of them are not. Like, you don't eat carrots, but I eat carrots.
I don't eat spinach,
But I eat spinach. You eat kale, but I don't eat kale.
Yeah. Oh, it's crazy. And it's sitting there trying to figure it out too. Like the whole idea of like what kind of milk we're going to have. I mean,
the milk.
You getting so upset about the milk and the whole thing about making sure we have milk. And it's like, we have milk. It's just not dairy milk. I mean, what is the point? Like, why is everybody so upset about milk? I don't get it. I just want to make sure that everybody is happy. And, like I was talking to Berkeley the other day and she really wants, she was like, well,
Is it s'mores? Because I really want s'mores.
no, she wants peanut butter and jelly.
Ooh, delicious.
But she wants the natural, no sugar added peanut butter and the very specific jam jelly with the fruit mixed in with it with hardly any sugar, which is okay, fine. But she thought that asking for the very natural, like peanut butter and the very natural jelly was going to be like a big thing for me. Because when she was little, I used to buy Jif and Smuckers,
Yeah.
right? And I get Knott's Berry Farm boysenberry, and if you have never had Knott's Berry Farm boysenberry jelly, try it. It is so good. It is beyond good. But
I don't know what that is, but I like
they
Crofters.
don't sell it out here. It's like a West Coast thing because Knott's Berry Farm is actually a farm. It's also a amusement park, but it's an actual farm that actually grows
fun.
berries. Like, it used to be like a roadside farm and people would go there and they'd get hay rides and this and that and the other. And then they put in a little toy train thing. And then they started putting in roller coasters. So it's a big amusement park now, but it is actually still a working farm too. And they make berries and they have this boysenberry is something that they did. And it's a cross between a blackberry and a raspberry. It is so good. But they're the only ones that have them. And they make jelly out of it. So that's what I used to buy for Berkeley when she was little. And then she's like, but Mom, when you buy the peanut butter, I don't want Jif, okay? I'm like, that's fine. You want the natural stuff. I get it. I eat sun butter now. You know, like, I get it. I don't have peanut butter anymore, even though I love peanut butter. Like, peanut butter is like my favorite thing.
I know, but now we know things about peanut butter that you can't unknow. When you know about the peanuts, you can't unknow it.
I know. So I asked her if it would be okay if I bought her sun butter instead.
Did she say yes?
No.
Oh, okay.
So I'm buying a small thing of peanut butter, but I'm buying a large sun butter, or maybe 2 sun butters if I can find the small ones, because I can't really find the big ones. But I eat that stuff right out of the jar.
Yeah, I will eat it. I don't love it. Sometimes I will have like a sun butter and jelly sandwich. I would much wish I was having peanut butter, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, me too.
Or I really like cashew butter. If I had to pick a favorite butter, my favorite one is cashew, but it's really expensive. It's like crazy expensive. If you ever tried to buy pistachio butter, I've always wanted to try pistachio butter because I love pistachios. They are my favorite nut. I love pistachio ice cream. I love pistachio muffins. I like anything with pistachios. Pistachio crusted meats. Amazing. I've always wanted to try pistachio butter, but it's like $30.
So why don't you buy pistachios and get a recipe for the butter and then just make it?
I just never thought about that because that seems
because
hard.
the NutriBullet will make the butters. I mean, it says right in the directions that it can make peanut butter.
Interesting.
And and it said if you do nut butters, this is how you have to treat your machine. It has a whole section on it.
Oh, but like, is it the same? I don't know.
Could be better.
Maybe.
Because you know what's in it.
That's worth a try.
I mean, what's it going to cost you, really? The cost of the pistachios? Mm-hmm. The worst thing that's going to happen is you're going to have a weird tasting pistachio thing. Whatever.
Whatevs.
You may never know until you try.
Won't know until I try. Maybe I'll do that later. I'll just grind me some pistachios.
I'm telling you. Could be a new thing for you.
Yeah, you know what I was just thinking about in our planning that we did not account for is if we go to Myrtle Beach.
Yes.
So we probably should cut out one more meal.
Well, I was thinking that if we leave it the way it is, we'll have an extra meal if we want something upscale for lunch.
I don't know what that means.
Like more of a meal for lunchtime instead of just like a sandwich or snacks or something. Like if somebody wants like a really big lunch.
Yeah, but I still think there'll be leftovers, plenty of leftovers. I'm concerned that we're going to I'd rather us have to buy food at the end than throw food away. That's kind of what I'm trying to like avoid us getting too much food. One, because it's expensive. And 2, because I don't want to have to throw a lot of stuff away. I'd rather if we had to order groceries again.
Yeah, I see that.
Then, I mean, because we have the power, they'll just deliver them right to our door within hours. So, you know, I think we should look at it like that. You know, I'd much rather us have to order stuff to make another meal than have to throw a bunch of stuff away because we ate out again. We decided we wanted to eat out again, or we wanted to do another outing or something like that. We should, you know, kind of plan that in too.
All right.
Because I know, like, my planning mind is like, oh, yeah, I want everything to be planned out so we don't have to worry. But then I was like, you know what? I think we're too planning.
Yes,
we
and
need
I
to
hate
leave
that too.
more room for change.
Like whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that. Part of me, though, at the same time is just like, I don't know that we're going to have enough food. But I think that's more of my mom coming into play because my mom is always one of those people that if 2 people were eating, she'd feed 4.
Same thing. You have to look at it like when I was dealing with all my emotional eating stuff, right?
Uh-huh.
Like one of the issues I had was, you know, like lack. You know, I felt like if I didn't have an abundance of food, then I wouldn't have enough food, even though I kept throwing away food. So then I look at all the ways I can get food, right? Mm-hmm. If I need food, I can make an Instacart order, food will show up. I can make a Domino's order, food will show up. I can get DoorDash from 87 places here within an hour. I can walk next door to Deanna's house and say, Deanna, I don't have any food. Please feed me. I can get in the car and drive to James's parents' house and say, hey, I need some food, and they will give me food. So there's so many ways that we can get food, but we don't always think about it when we get into that like lack kind of mindset, like you're talking about. Like something happened to us in our past that makes us think that if we don't have this abundance of food in our house, we're all going to die immediately and starve to death.
See, for me, it's more along the lines, if we don't have enough food in my house, I never can feed people that show up randomly asking me for food. Because my mom was definitely one of those moms that, you know, all the neighborhood's kids came to our house, and all the neighbors came over all the time. And like my mom was always cooking for 15 people, and routinely we would have 15 or 16 people at dinner, like all the time. And there was only 7 of us in the house, but we would always have like 15 people at dinner, because one of us would always bring a friend home, like every single one of us.
Yeah, James's mom always talks about how noodly stuff was born, or so they call it.
Noodly stuff?
Noodly stuff. So, you know, when James was a teenager, both his parents worked. He would come home after school until his parents came home, but he would come home with his friends from the neighborhood, and they would eat his mom out of house and home, because all of his friends came to his house. So his mom started making this stuff. She calls it like noodly stuff. I don't remember exactly what it is, but in my mind, I think it's like American chop suey. Do you know what American chop suey is?
Nope.
Oh, okay. I think that might be a New England thing, but it's sort of like elbow noodles with like stewed tomatoes and ground beef and maybe onions and green peppers, kind of all like cooked together.
My mom used to call that dog food.
Okay, same thing, right? Like, so I think it's like kind of along those lines. It's pretty cheap to make.
It's very cheap to make,
ton of it.
And you make a lot of it, and it's filling too.
And it's filling, yeah. So that's how noodly stuff was born. So they wouldn't, you know, and they didn't have a lot of money. You know, it's like they're trying to feed the neighborhood on a budget.
Yeah, that's how. That my mom used to call that dog food. It's like, what are we having for dinner tonight? Dog food. And my friends would scatter because they actually thought my mom fed us like actual like canned dog food.
That's hysterical.
It is funny, but it was just like ground beef, you know, cooked with tomato sauce. I mean, we didn't have or diced tomatoes or whatever canned tomatoes my mom had at the time. Elbow noodles and like onions and like salt and pepper, and that was pretty much it. Mm-hmm. And it would just all go in the pot.
Yeah, I think like lots of people call it different things. I've heard people call it goulash. Like in my corner of the world, we called it American chop suey. But I always remember my mother's mother making it when I was younger, and she made it on the stove in the pressure cooker pot.
Okay. My mom always made hers in a cast iron skillet.
Yeah, so I just always remember that. I don't have a lot of memories of my mother or my mother's mother, but that was one of them I always remember.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Dog food, man. I haven't thought about that dish in forever. I wonder if Nikki would eat that.
Or like when I also see some when I was a kid. My mom had one of these boyfriends, and they always made something called like SOS. Like
shit on a shingle. That was something that my mom never made because my grandfather served in World War II, and he actually was a cook, and he had to make it for all of the Navy guys. And everybody who's ever served in the Navy apparently has a dish they will never eat again, and that was my father's dish. He would never eat it again. So like we never had it. Well, I had it once. We went to the Wetzel's house, and they were friends of my parents, and it was the Wetzel family, us. So there's 5 of us. There's 3 in the Wetzel family. There was like 4 from another family. It was close to 30 people, and Carol had a loaf of bread, a bag of flour, and a pound of meat, and she had to feed like 20 people. And she's like, "Oh, it's just I make shit on a shingle, and we'll just do okay." And I'm like, "All right." I didn't know what it was, and we ate it. It was really good, but it was so filling, and all we had was like a slice of bread with the sauce over it that had like so gravy. Very little meat in it, and it was just like, I couldn't believe she fed all of us, and all of us were full with less than a loaf of bread and a pound of meat and a bag of flour. I guess there's some milk or something too, or water or whatever.
Yeah, they would have had to make some sort of roux to make the sauce.
Yeah, so, but it was crazy. That was the first time I ever saw somebody really stretch food, like beyond what you would think that they could do.
Yeah.
And I was very impressed. And I still to this day think of meals like how I can make more small amounts of food go longer.
Yeah. I mean, I do the same thing. I bulk everything up like with extra vegetable. Yeah, I mean, that's what I do, and my purpose is twofold. One, so my family will eat more vegetables.
Right.
Like to hide vegetables and stuff. Like I had mushrooms and celery and onions and spaghetti sauce. Like I'll hide vegetables and everything. But two, it also bulks it up. So it, pushes it a little bit longer.
Right, yeah. And the vegetables are way cheaper than any kind of meat you could buy or anything like that. So, yeah, and since we don't do gluten so much, you can't just throw bread in it.
I know.
Or noodles like we used to do. Because the noodles are way expensive now.
I know. I was laughing when I was thinking about one of our menu items for our trip is spaghetti. Mm-hmm. And luckily, everybody will eat the gluten-free spaghetti, which is nice. But when you don't do gluten, spaghetti is not a cheap meal. We have 7 people. We want leftovers. We need like 5 boxes of spaghetti. That's like $30 of gluten-free spaghetti. Back to like we wanted to have chicken wings, and I was like, that is not cost effective to make chicken wings for 7 people.
But they're
like
so good.
I spend $50 on chicken wings for my like 3 or 4 people. Like we're gonna blow our food budget on chicken wings.
I'm at the point though, I'm almost like I don't care because they're so good.
Yeah, they are delicious.
And especially since you did the taco ones.
But also, okay, here's the other thing about it.
What?
It's hot at the beach.
Yeah, I know.
And we do not want to cook chicken wings for 2.5 hours.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I know. That makes more sense than the whole like.
We'll make chicken wings when we come back.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's not like Berkeley's going to miss out because she doesn't eat chicken, so. It's not a bad thing at all. But yeah.
I mean, granted, I guess if we really look at it, Nikki eats like 2 chicken wings because I don't know what she eats.
She doesn't like eating.
Yeah.
Like at all.
So really then if, maybe we could do chicken wings. We could change our mind. I mean, really it's just the 4 of us and a couple little ones for the kids.
Yeah, I don't really, but now that I think about how hot it's going to be, I really don't want to do it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because it is standing over the hot
Yeah, I was like trying to come up with stuff that didn't take a lot of effort to cook. Spaghetti, tacos, hot dogs and hamburgers.
Yeah, exactly.
Boom. Easy. We can make lots of leftovers. And tailor it to everybody.
Hot dogs and hamburgers. I can tell you this. So.
Is it about penises?
No.
Okay.
It's about hot dogs and hamburgers.
All right. I didn't know if you were like alluding to something about penises and vaginas.
No.
Oh, can you hold that thought for 1 second? I was mad at Lucas the other day, and he ran away from me because we have this fruit bowl on the counter, and we usually keep just apples and bananas in it. And it was really funny because there were 2 apples and 1 banana left, and like I didn't do this. They were already placed in the bowl like penis and testicles. But then Lucas ate an apple and it wasn't fun anymore. So I said, oh man, you ate an apple. And he said, why? I said, because before you ate the apple, the 2 apples and the banana looked like a penis and testicles. And he was like, oh my God. And he just ran away. I don't understand why my 12-year-old son does not think my penis and testicle jokes are funny.
Because he has a penis and testicles.
But it's still funny. It's like talking about poop. Everybody poops. Poop's still funny.
But he's a boy going through puberty. He's not going to want to talk to his mom about his junk. I don't know any boy that would want to talk about that. Anyway, so hot dogs and hamburgers. So we're driving home the other day, and we were talking about what we're gonna eat on our trip. Me, Matt, and Nikki. And she's like, "But I don't know if I'm gonna like it. Blah blah blah. You know how she gets.
She fucking loves hot dogs.
She didn't. We weren't talking about that. And I'm like, Nikki, we're gonna have hot dogs and hamburgers. And she's like, okay, but can you get the hamburgers that taste like meat?
What?
And I'm like, what are you talking about? And she's like, well, I mean, if you're going to be getting the gluten-free vegetarian hamburgers, can you get ones that taste like meat? And I'm like, you're kidding me, right? And she's like, why? And I'm like, I said we were having hot dogs and hamburgers. You know who the hot dogs are for? And she's like, no. I'm like, who's the person that loves hot dogs? Me? I'm like, okay then. Do you think I'm going to get you hot dogs that you don't like? No. Since I'm only getting the hot dogs for you? Oh, okay. But she got all like upset, like, I need to have a hamburger that tastes like meat.
And like, I don't understand whenever we ever had a hamburger that didn't taste like meat. Like, that's really what gets me, right? Like, we eat hamburgers and turkey burgers and burgers all the time, like, separately
because
and together.
We were talking about Berkeley at the time that we brought this up. Because Berkeley's vegetarian
burgers.
Yeah, because
which are really bad for you, and I wish Berkeley wouldn't eat those.
But she asked for them, so
I get it. I totally get it. Everybody else can eat what they want to eat. I'm just saying that shit's full of like soy and weird fillers and stuff you can't pronounce. Just eat vegetables.
Well, she does
chop
for the
up
most
some
part.
vegetables and smush them into a fucking patty. Also, I don't understand why vegetarians want their food to taste like meat. That I don't get a little bit. Like, some of that stuff is like designed to like have the texture of meat and taste like meat, and it's marketed that way. It's like one thing to say, like, you know, I want like a veggie burger,
right?
You know, that's like a whole thing. I like veggie burgers. I think they're good, but to like have a whole like line of products marketed to like mimic the feel and taste of meat for vegetarians like really fucking confuses me.
I don't know.
It makes me confused. I don't understand it. You know, like,
I don't get it either. Except
also, I'm not a vegetarian, so, you know, like, I get it. But like, if you don't want to eat meat for whatever reason, why do you want to eat products that are designed to mimic meat?
So that you can stop your craving for the meat if you used to eat meat.
Interesting.
Because Berkeley goes through that. Like, she'll go through a thing where she really wants to have like a hamburger, like a real hamburger, like, and then she doesn't want to cave to that because she really wants to. She's a vegetarian, so this is kind of the compromise for it.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
So yeah, and since most vegetarians used to eat meat, because
is it like O'Doul's?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the way I look at it.
All
anyway.
right.
I'm more of I'll just eat either a burger, vegetables, or I'll eat a burger. I'm not gonna.
I mean, I can chop my vegetables up into the shape of a patty. You know, it's like I'm down with that.
I mean, I just avoid it. What's the difference?
Yeah,
like,
I mean, I'm down. I'm down with that. The whole, you know, but I guess like, you know, shifting my own perception about it. If I look at it like O'Doul's sort of, which I still don't get, but like,
you want the flavor of beer, but you can't get drunk. I mean, I don't know. I always, like, the summertime especially, I crave beer because, you know, growing up, we always had a beer with my dad on 4th of July. It was kind of a thing. So, and it just, there's nothing like having a really hot summer day and drinking a nice cold beer.
Well, we're about there.
Yeah,
we can't
except
drink beer.
I don't like beer because of the yeast and all that stuff.
Also, beer has gluten.
That's true.
I did get some of them weird, nasty, hard cider shits to try to drink at the beach.
You mean seltzers? Those aren't ciders.
Oh, seltzers. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Don't.
I do
don't
like hard
blaspheme.
cider. I know. I
the
love
cider
hard cider
with the seltzer.
I'm sorry. Yes, seltzer. Hard seltzer. That's the weird shit. Hard cider is delicious. Hard seltzer, I'm not sure about, but I'm going to see how I feel about it when it's cold and I'm hot on the beach. I might enjoy that.
Yeah, I told myself I was going to try one just to see, but I've never liked them. Like,
and also, I tried to get a good brand.
yeah.
Like, I didn't get, like, White Claw because I'm not fucking basic. Sorry, basic bitches. This is Bathrobe Bitches. And we don't drink White Claw here. So, James was with me when I went to the liquor store, and I also bought my 1942 tequila.
Yeah. Matt's like, oh, by the way, Matt is very upset about hearing that you're going to make
I'm going to make margaritas with my $150 tequila.
Yeah. He's like, that is sipping tequila.
Yeah. I'll do with whatever I want with my tequila.
I'm like,
if he's lucky, I'll let him sip some.
And I told him, I was like, well, I guess you're going to have to buy your own tequila for margaritas. So you figure out what sucky tequila you want to put in your margaritas while she has the good stuff in hers.
James is going to get tequila for margaritas. I forgot what I was saying.
You're talking about White Claw, seltzers, about the good stuff.
Yeah, but I forgot what the point of why I started saying that.
Because you were saying that we don't drink White Claw, we drink the good stuff.
Yes, but why did I say that?
Oh my God, now you're going to ask me. Okay, so now we're back to forgetting what we talked about and going off on tangents.
This is the not poignant shit.
Exactly.
That I should edit out, but I'm not going to because I'm lazy. And I said it. So I don't remember why I was talking about what we were drinking. But I think it will still be refreshing. I'm going to give it a try.
Yep.
So the kind that I got. Yes. So James went with me to the store, and I was looking at the different kinds on, you know me, I'm like reading the ingredients. I'm like, I'm going to try to get the cleanest booze I fucking can.
I'm sorry.
I don't want some weird shit in my booze. I don't know.
I was like,
reading all the ingredients. So there's this one brand, I think it's from Scofflaw, I think it's what it's called, but right now they have his favorite beer.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, I will try this and see how it goes. But then I found another kind. It was like a mimosa one.
Oh yeah. That's what it was that you were showing me.
Yeah.
The mimosa stuff.
Yeah. So they had another one that was like a mimosa. And I was like, I love mimosas. So I was like, I'm going to try this. I think I'm going to like that one the best.
You probably will.
But we'll see.
Yeah, I was like talking about...
I don't drink much anyway, but...
Yeah. Yeah, we know that. 2 half servings of 12 serving punches, yeah.
I mean, but that's like once a quarter. I drink like 4 times a year.
So, yeah, that was
but
the other...
I do it real fucking good. Well, I'm really excited about our trip, and I cannot wait to go. And we're going to try, when we're there, to get the whole family to do like a podcast episode with us.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know 100% what it's going to be about. We thought maybe we have these like conversation cards, so we thought maybe we would pick some fun ones and like have everybody answer, and that could be a fun episode. We're still working on that part, but we want to try to do some podcasting while we're away, so that should be interesting. But if it doesn't happen, don't hold us to that. We're allowed to change our mind any fucking time we want.
Yeah, especially since we changed the subject at the drop of a hat during our episode anyway. So
yep, you know that. And we're going to be drinking the not basic bitches hard seltzers.
Yeah, so.
And fancy tequila.
And fancy vodka. Because I think vodka. I'm going to buy the fancy stuff.
I like it because, we're fucking fancy.
Yep. We're extra, right?
We're extra. I'm the most extra. I have a trophy.
I couldn't resist that trophy for you. I really couldn't. Yep. I can't wait either. I'm very excited. I want to try and get Matt, Berkeley, and Nikki all in the water so we could do a family photo in the ocean.
Well, I'm really bossy, so you tell me when you want it, and I'm just going to say, everybody get in the fucking ocean right now, and I'm taking your picture. And they'll just do it. Nobody says no to me.
Okay.
You tell me when you're ready.
I will
I'll
definitely
facilitate.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
And take the picture.
Yeah. Because I really want one for like a Christmas card or something.
Yeah. Oh, I should make James take his fancy camera too, so maybe we can like take some pictures of us with our hair blowing in the wind, and we'll look real fucking sexy for our podcast episodes and shit.
I love that look. Yeah.
Like this one?
Yeah.
People can't see what I'm doing.
I know, but it's hilarious.
Like, I look sexy. That's the end of our bitching for today.
Thanks for listening to today's episode of Bathrobe Bitches. In this episode, we let the cat out of the bathrobe. You'll have to tune in to hear it. And then we ran about planning our annual beach vacation, discuss meal planning for the most common denominator among diets gone awry, and how we're not your average boozy Betties.
If you want more bitching between episodes, find us at bathrobebitches.com or on social media. On Facebook, we're at Bathrobe Bitches, but there's no I in bitches. And because Instagram is less of an asshole, you can find us at Bathrobe Bitches there. See you on the next episode. Bye for now.